Joshua was finally able to reach the abandoned airfield and reclaim the aviation fuel he knew would be stored there. However, the amount left behind was pitiful at best. His highest priority remains getting his aircraft flight-worthy again, and concerns arise that this may not be enough fuel. Two massive cities loom in the distance, both filled with potential and with threat. Joshua worries that his time on the surface is not even close to over yet. Welcome back to Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead, the last flight of Joshua Snow. A journey through one of the hardest survival games, with the increased difficulty of the No Hope overhaul. How long can we possibly survive? With our avgas here, I think that's the first thing we're going to do is we are going to move back to the helicopter, which is all the fucking way down here. Jesus Christ. It's a long trip. We're going to try and return on the same path that we took to get up here. There is this northern path that I'm seeing as well. That is actually mostly road, but I am worried about going that way. Specifically because it's uncharted ground. But there's also a part of me that's like, it's uncharted ground. We should go that way. Okay, so it looks like we can just carry this. One thing that I've been thinking about in between episodes here is that there is a possibility that this vehicle might be a better idea to repair than our helicopter. I know that's a strange thing to say, but hear us out. So if we repair our helicopter, we're eventually going to have to upgrade it to be this big, right? But if we just repaired this one instead, then we wouldn't need to upgrade it, and it'd probably be a similar amount of materials, right? So one thing I want to look at right away. I'm not super familiar with vehicles. If I get anything wrong here, just let me know. But what I think is that the major thing that we're going to need is we need these turbine engines to be repaired. Oh, this one's destroyed. Hold on. What do we need? Oh my god, yeah. So this requires a turbine engine to repair it. Interesting. What's a stowboard? What's the difference between mend and repair? Okay, so I think mend is telling me what I would need in order to run. And it says active immobilizer. And an immobilizer device prevents starting the vehicle without the appropriate key. So there's a device on it that prevents me from using it without a key. And there's a faulty fuel pump required to pump gasoline. The rotors are also fairly heavily damaged, it looks like. Although I can't target the rotors. Yeah, maybe this thing is too damaged. Okay, so we're going to grab our drum of avgas here. And we're going to use the walk mode here to go along the road. We're going to ignore the footsteps of the Taurosauruses there. We're going to go along the road. And I do think... Where does this let out? It lets out in the same area. The road itself will be faster. So we're going to travel to the road and go north. This is kind of against my better judgment. Okay. Speaking of being against my better judgment, apparently there is a minefield here. That could be instant death at any moment. So we're not going to do that. Oh, there was a tree farm along the road here. We're going to head back down south. And I think we'll stop by the tree farm this time. It was off to the right here. Yeah, a bunch of pine trees. And a little tiny house. They aren't... They're farming trees specifically, so they aren't like fruit-bearing trees. And as we're going past, we're also going to check out this evac shelter, which, man, I just didn't notice a lot of these things the first time through, did I? Yeah, I definitely didn't check out this evac shelter. Okay, we're going to favorite the steel drum so that when we drop it, it tells us where it is at any given time. And we are going to pull out the pipe mace. and carefully move up to here. We're going to use the peek command, which allows us to move a step without actually like moving the step, so that we can check our corners. I got reminded about this command in between. And it doesn't look like there's anything here. No cars. These normally have stairs that lead down. Can we... Looks like we have to use our lockpicks to get the door open. We can get into the basement. There's often, like, basically supplies in these basements. Okay, I don't hear anything nearby, so, and we're failing to lockpick this, so we're just gonna bash this door down. Looks like this led to the roof. There is clean water up here, though, so we'll go ahead and eat a little bit of food and drink a little bit of this clean water. 225 clean water. Yes. And we'll break into this last room over here. There we go. That's the bit downstairs. Looks like there's a protein ration there. We'd have to be careful again. And peek. Just make sure that we don't... There might be zombies down here. People who fled to the shelter but didn't survive. Peek into the bathroom. I don't actually see, like, anything down here. Wow. This place was pretty barren. What we can do, though, is we can take the emergency jacket, if we can manage to take it. And we can lay it out on a thing down there, a cot, and at least sleep here for the night. Make sure that our wounds are properly bandaged. To be honest, I don't even remember. Yeah, our wounds are pretty good. Are we still concentrating on our healthy glow? Yes, we are. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to put away the pipe mace, and we'll just wield the emergency jacket, close this door, and I want to be within range of the door, so if something comes through... Actually, I think that's not the case. I think I want to be away from the door, so that if something comes through, it doesn't see me. And then, actually, do we just have... I don't remember. We do have something useful here, though, so we are going to activate this nailboard trap and place it there. So if something does come through, like a wandering horde or something like that, it'll get a little damaged. And, let's see... I don't know if I have anything else to lay on, as far as like clothing or anything like that. Yeah, it looks like that's going to be all I can go with. So we're just going to go ahead and Joshua's going to sleep for the night. We set an alarm and lay down to sleep. We did unfortunately sleep through our alarm, but in the end, it was actually perfectly fine that we slept through our alarm because our alarm would have woken us up a little bit too early, and it's now 5:45 in the morning. It's a pretty good time to be up. Most of our wounds have pretty much healed. We're just going to put like a really cheap and adhesive bandage on our wound. And we're actually going to go up to the roof now that it's morning and kind of use the roof to get a look around. Looks like there is an orc village. Interesting. We're going to have to remember that that's there. I don't know what an orc village even like entails, but it looks like there's an orc village in the distance. Some shrubbery there, and those dino nests from before. The other thing that interests me is that there's more mounted solar panels here. Can I deconstruct those? I can, but the solar array is enormous at 50 liters, 23 pounds. But the solar array is going to be something that we'll probably want to come back for. Getting fully repaired solar arrays is going to be pretty useful for us. We'll pull out our hammer, and it doesn't seem like a horde has moved up on us in the night, so we're going to continue to move towards our destination here, and we're going to do it in little spurts because I do remember that one of those nests over there is a velociraptor nest. So we want to basically move this way, and we do have safe mode on, so if we move in such a way that ends up getting us in danger, it will stop us. So one thing by a suggestion that I saw in another video is that we are going to be using auto travel mode, which we're only going to leave on during forest here, but theoretically, yeah. So what that did is I actually just pressed right, but it moved me past the tree automatically, which will mean that whenever we're on auto travel mode, we are going to be able to just hold a direction and our character will move through the forest without, while avoiding all of the obstacles, which will help us move in a more careful pattern here through this forest without necessarily having to use the auto move. I edited a lot of it out, but last time whenever I was using this auto move trail format here, what was happening was because we were so close to water, it kept trying to move my character into water, and if I were to actually jump into the water, it would like damage a lot of stuff in my pockets, and we would lose a lot of our medication that would get washed away, and it was just very kind of a bad deal. So I wanted to stop using it so much. I'll go ahead and zoom out a little bit here because we're about at our destination here. I wanted to stop using it so much, and I wanted a different way to move through the forest. So this auto move thing is better. Oh, there's another orc village there. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to move this way. We're just trying to go ahead and pre-mark that. And we do have safe mode on, so I'm not as worried. In fact, I think I might just go down. Ooh, what's that though? There's a house there. Oh, that's because that's a town. Okay, we're actually going to avoid the town then. I do want to check things out, but like, we should actually stay closer to the forest, I just realized. So we're going to move back through this swamp and get back to the trail because the forest gives us a way to run away. I don't think these creatures are these Lambiosauruses, huge, scaly dinosaurs with a long, stiff tail and hooves, has a narrow beak and a tall crest that looks like a mitten with a thumb pointed up. Yeah, I don't think these things are aggressive. I think they are herbivores, so we don't need to worry about them. We do need to remember to turn off auto move whenever we get back to like areas of combat because Indomintosaurus, scaly dinosaur of hooves and broad toothless beak. Yeah, it has teeth, which means that I'm a little worried that that one might be hostile, so we're going to avoid that one. But we do need to remember to turn off auto move when we get closer. There's a cave from Dark Days Ahead. If it said cave from Magicalism, I would be very worried because the caves from Magicalism, in my experience, and maybe someone can correct me on this, but in my experience, the caves from Magicalism are all bad. So there's a nest here, a clay deposit, another nest, and some spiders. I think we'll be fine moving up there, though. We do have to remember that whenever we get closer to our destination, there is going to be a lot of zombies. But I do think that's, barring anything happening, we will rejoin. I'll rejoin you guys once I actually get to our destination. Speaking of, as we were moving through, we found a Torvosaurus, a large bipedal predator dinosaur with a long head, long, sharp teeth, short, strong arms, and a long tail. Yeah, I don't think it's seen us, but like, look at that thing. That thing is terrifying. It looks like that's actually its nest there. So we were prompted to turn off safe mode. I don't think it's seen us, though. I didn't realize what a Torvosaurus is, but we know for the future now that Torvosauruses are not safe. And that if we see a Torvosaurus nest, we should definitely be avoiding it. We are quickly approaching our destination here, though. I don't know why so much pseudo-terrain got generated right around where we started. We don't find the pseudo-terrain as we go farther into the world, but for some reason, right near where we started, there's just a bunch of it. There's some sauropods here. Sauropods are always very friendly dinosaurs, and I might be able to lead things into it. Speaking of leading things into things, we are going to immediately drop the Avgas, pull out our hammer, because right over here is a clay golem. Large humanoid golem made from clay. Proportions are off, and it seems fragile. So we are going to turn off travel mode so that we can move through bushes. And perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping for. The clay golem immediately came up to the Saurolophus and started attacking it. I don't know which one's going to win, and to be honest, I don't think I care. We're going to pick this back up. and we're going to move on. Oh, man. Look at that. All of them join in, attacking the clay golem. I don't think that thing has a chance to survive. Unfortunately, the clay golem doesn't really have any loot that it's going to drop, or anything important that it's going to drop. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn on safe mode, turn on walk, or travel mode again, and we're going to keep moving. We do find a trail cabin here, and we see 2 zombies in the distance. We do need to go ahead and delete these steel drum notes that get added to our map every time we pick up and drop the steel drum, because it does, the favorite system does automatically add the notes to your map, but it doesn't get rid of them. So the zombies are actually out at sea, so I don't think I'm worried about that. But we are going to pull out our hammer, and we're going to check out the inside of this thing. Once again, there's like not much here. There is a bunch of corpses though, so we're going to hand crank charger. We'll take that. Let's just recharge batteries. Pretty nice actually. And one of the things I'm looking for is we're looking for Denarius. We've learned previously that Denarius are pretty useful. We'll take this lighter as well. And we're looking for like tablets and such like that. Let's see. Cash cards could potentially be useful. There's a lot of zombies around now. Yeah, there's a bunch of zombies like out in the water essentially. Pick this back up. And with... Oh my gosh, what the fuck is going on down there? These are Issies, large bipedal plant-eating dinosaurs. But the zombies are just like charging into the... They're craving the flesh, so they're just charging into the Issies and just getting slaughtered. Hordes of zombies being slaughtered. Okay. Tactical backpack. Interesting. And a SWAT book. Is the tactical backpack better than what we have? It's very damaged, so... And it's going to be a long time before I can repair anything, so I think maybe we don't take it. And we can't really loot any zombies that are actually out at sea there. You're not angry at me, are you? It is ignoring me. Okay. That Issy started moving towards me rapidly, and I started getting worried. Okay. Now that we're back at our vehicle, we're going to drop the avgas. And, oh man, just look at this thing. Our helicopter's obviously less damaged than the helicopter we were seeing back at the other place. Let's see. So we have a battery that we need to recharge. That shouldn't be that hard to do. Where is... So the controls look like they're in pretty good condition. Windshields are fine. Helicopter rotor is in pretty good condition. The frame around the rotor is pretty badly damaged. Let's see. Here we go. So there is a gas turbine engine and an alternator that are both in pretty good condition. And the steel drums, and then there's another alternator and turbine engine on the other side. And it looks like the steel drums, one of them is in perfectly fine condition. Oh, there's another steel drum back in the actual... For like more fluid storage, it looks like. Back in the actual like tail of the vehicle. Okay. How do I fill this? I believe I refill. And then I can refill the steel drum here with the avgas. Did I empty the steel drum? I did. Can I bring the steel drum with me? It does not fit. I mean, it is a 100-liter steel drum. I kind of want to keep the steel drum, though. Let's see. So we do have... We had left in our seats some basic medical supplies and a Bethany roadmap, which, to be honest, we're just trying to get rid of that because we already... We'll use it just to make sure, but we've already used something very similar, so the Bethany roadmap is very unlikely to give us any new information. So this thing has fuel now. Now is the moment I've been waiting for a while. And we turn on the vehicle. You hear the turbine engine rapidly clicking. One of the two-seater A engines starts up. Can we turn on the other engine? Control individual engines. The two-seater A's engines start up. Okay. It is starting. It is starting. Let's turn it back off. How do I turn it back off? Okay, so all it was, I went through some controls, and all it was is that I had to stop driving. Okay, yes. You turn the engine off and let go of the controls. Okay. One thing that I am worried about is the fact that apparently there's a minefield here, but there's also a swarm here that as I turned on the vehicle, it seems like the creatures were kind of getting pulled inwards, and I really don't want them to come over here and destroy the helicopter. We only have 3% fuel. Wow. That much avgas only gave us 3% fuel. I have no idea how far we can go with 3% fuel. The only problem here is that we just noticed that that steel drum, it only had 6.2 liters of gasoline in it. I wanted to check before. I know that there's some zombies nearby and everything like that, but we're gonna stop driving, turn off the engines, turn off safe mode. There are some zombies coming in, but we're going to look at something real quick. We did notice that these require these 27-liter rotors. If I can find there we go, turbine engines. So let's go down to the turbine engine. What I'm seeing here is that these 1350 HP gas turbine engines can actually take avgas or gasoline. So what I would like to do is we do know that there is more gasoline up here at this airport. So we're going to take a moment real quick to defend our helicopter because I am worried about the fact that there is some zombies coming in here. We're going to at least lead the zombies away from the helicopter so they don't tear it to shreds. And then once we have led these guys away, killed what we can, we are going to go back and get gasoline from up here. We actually have another tank that we can put them in. So both of the tanks are draining. So what do we need to repair these? We need a tool of glare protection, and we need basically some sort of arc welder, welding kits, acetylene torch, something like that. And then 12 strips of steel. So those are actually pretty difficult to repair. That's unfortunate. I might be able to pull the avgas out and then put gasoline in if we find more gasoline to put into this thing. The other thing we need to worry about is that the battery here at the bottom is pretty drained. So we do have to worry about that as well. While we have it on, the battery will slowly go back up because it has an alternator somewhere. Yeah, it has an alternator, so it will create a little bit of battery as we're running it, which is why it has 4 in there right now. But yeah, with my testing, 6.2 liters of fuel means that we will be able to get to like here before we crash. So we just need a lot more fuel than this, which is very unfortunate, but it does mean that we're going to be around this city for a little bit longer. So we're going to take these zombies and we're going to head north, make sure that we're not running because we want the zombies to follow us. Is there anything on this body? I don't think there was. And the other thing that we wanted to do today was really want these guys to follow me. The other thing I wanted to do today is I want to head back north. I got a lot of comments saying that Saiga, that shotgun that we had found, was potentially one of the best shotguns I could find. And that even though I myself am not a huge fan of shotguns, we should definitely pick it up. While we're here, we're going to check this vehicle real quick. Looks like there is no gasoline and the vehicle is not going to work. Unsurprising. No Hope actually does damage vehicles. It's pretty much impossible to find a vehicle that is in working condition in No Hope. So the chance that we find one that's in working condition to assist us here is pretty low. So somewhere along the road here was the zombie that we took down that ended up having the Saiga on it. So we're gonna real quick go and find that. Okay, we found it immediately. What's a tarpaulin? Plastic sheet, several grommets for securing to rope and close. Okay, sure. We're gonna take this and we'll store that. We'll go ahead and equip the Sida just so that we have enough room for like the birdshot and such. There's also a flare gun there. Is the Sida currently fully loaded? It is. Okay. And we'll go ahead and favorite the Sida as well. So we have the Sida itself. Wait, is it reloaded? Hard to say. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Okay. So we have the Sida itself. We have an extra magazine, and we have some birdshot that we could put into the magazine. I assume that the birdshot, the 410 birdshot, is probably not the best thing that we want to put into this thing. But I have been told by a lot of people that this is an incredibly good gun. So we're just going to go ahead and make sure that we take it with us. It does seem like, though, we're not going to be able to fly our helicopter right away. So what we're going to do is we're going to store this Sida up here in our little lodge because our helicopter is going to be here for a little while. And we'll go ahead and drop the magazines with it as well. And then my idea is that we are going to go across that bridge. We're going to pick up the tank that we grabbed, and we are going to take that back with us to the airport up north here and see how much gasoline, because there were 2 pumps full of gasoline up there. See how much gasoline is in that airport. Because if we can get our vehicle up to like 50% or something like that, we'd be able to at least move it for the time being. Move it away from this open area around the bridge. It is going to cause a lot of noise whenever we move it. And it'll probably attract zombies from pretty far away. Okay. We're about to come up on some zombies here. What the hell? I went down the wrong bridge. Holy shit. There's a minefield here. I don't know which side of... Is the minefield on my side or is the minefield on their side? Either way, that being a minefield is very scary. I could have potentially just died. And we're going to go up the correct bridge this time. As we arrived, we see yet again another just clusterfuck of dinosaurs just obliterating the nearby zombies, which is a pretty huge help to us. I do want to kill a few of these zombies, though. So I want to lure them back up the bridge. And just take them out very, very quickly. They do grab me. Oh, that's a boomer. It shoots sludge at me. I end up tripping to the ground. Do I... The boomer is going to just cover me and stuff. But the motorcycle helmet should prevent the boomer from like getting any in my mouth or anything. I don't think the explosion does damage per se. I guess we find out. Not to the floor. Slippery. But the explosion itself didn't do any damage. Okay. Oh, hey, we have another first aid box. Absolutely beautiful. With some antiseptic in it. And some rehydration drink. Just going to refill our hunger real quick. No reason fighting hungry. Looks like those ECs and stuff like that are going to keep their ground. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up this steel drum again. And we are going to head back up to that airport. I'll either meet you there or I'll meet you whenever something interesting happens. It's taking us several in-game hours, only a few minutes of my time, but we have made it back to this. So we are going to use the gasoline pump, pour it into a container, steel drum. That only got us 35 gasoline. There we go. Now we have 22,000 gasoline. Can we pick this up anymore? Wield. We're slightly overweight. And by slightly, I mean... I don't think we're overweight enough to be damaged by carrying this. I did forget to check these last time I was here. I don't think we're overweight enough to be damaged by carrying this. But with 22,000 gasoline, that is, 4 times more than what we had before. That's still only about 12%. It is going to be very hard for us to get gasoline for our vehicle, I feel like. Which is likely why we've had to probably land in the first place, is because, well, with how the apocalypse has been going, getting gasoline is going to just be harder and harder. But the nice thing about this now is that there isn't much reason to return to this airport anymore. So we can go ahead and bring our gasoline back to our helicopter. Oh, we are overburdened. Okay. Maybe we have to drop some stuff. Okay, after much deliberation, we did in fact drop quite a few things. We did drop our DUI compendium and our gallon jet of water. Not because we wanted to. I don't know why I dropped the matchbook. That doesn't weigh anything at all. Not because we necessarily wanted to, but because, well, we don't really have much of a choice if we want to get this gas back. So we're going to take this back now, and we have plenty of access to clean water, so I'm not too worried about leaving our water behind. Okay, we've made it back with our drum of fuel, and there are 6.2 liters of avgas in there now, and we only have one steel drum, so I don't think we can actually get it out. What I'm seeing here is basically that we are going to be spending a lot more time in this town getting materials, getting tools and such like that, so that we can fully repair. The two things that I'd like to repair are, let me see if I can find them. I'd like to repair this turbine engine, which requires a bunch of welding materials and stuff like that, if possible. If not, I'd at least like to get a solar panel of some sort, which we should be able to do relatively soon. Mechanics 4 isn't that bad. We just need a tool of bolt turning of 2, and we need a solar panel, which we've seen plenty of solar panels. That'll help us recharge the battery. And basically, we want to try and repair as much of this as possible before we actually take off at this point. If we can find similar things, we can probably use them to repair things. But it does look like, unfortunately, this amount of gasoline is just not enough for us to take off. So we are going to head back into town, and we are going to start looking for tools. We're going to start looking for spells. We're going to just basically start actually getting very heavily outfitted. And Joshua's going to be pretty unhappy for a little while to come, specifically because we do have that flaw of being a bit of a nomad, which means that we're not going to be happy with staying here in this lodge. But the alternative is not that great either. And I can imagine that Joshua promises himself that the repairing of his helicopter is the highest thing on his mind the entire time, which means that he's not going to allow himself to just get comfortable here. He doesn't find it comfortable to be here. We just need to get more ready. I know that's a weird thing to say, and it's a weird way to say it, but we need to just be in a better place in general. We're going to be dropping off a bunch of our tools here. We're going to be dropping off a bunch of our food. And then I think we're going to head right back into the city to see what else we can find, explore more of the city, and get more out of what resources we have nearby here. With a much lighter pack, with only what we need on us, and a few things in case we get trapped somewhere or hurt anything. Just realized that we have a book on us. We're going to leave that behind. We are going to head back into town, and I would like to make a goal for where we are going. One thing that might be a early check is that's fairly deep into the city, several blocks in, is a gas station. So this might be something that we want to check relatively soon. So we're going to go ahead and put a bright pink asterisk on it, just so that we know where we're going. That is one of the things that we definitely want to check very early on. Another thing I want to see is there any magic? No. Is there any wizard towers? There is a wizard tower, and it's on the opposite side of town. That's not going to be happening anytime soon. Is there an academy? No. Is there a gun store? There are 5 gun stores throughout Bethany. So we're going to go ahead and put a pink asterisk on this one as well, so that we know that we want to look for that one as well. We can get rid of some of these notes that we've left around, because some of these notes are literally just generated. The shipwreck might be something that we want to check out as well. I will say the shipwreck is out in the open, and there's another town down here, Robinston. that's out in the open as well. So we do actually have a lot of area that we can search for the supplies that we need. It's really tempting to go to the shipwreck first, but I do worry that the shipwreck is going to be harder than just going into town. I would like to get the tools that we need. So we need all of the tools for mechanics. We also need better weapons, better armor. Basically, it's going to be pretty rare that we run across something that is not something that is useful to us. We're going to try and stay pretty close to the buildings here. We already get spotted by a zombie. Not surprised. He is heading towards over towards us. So honestly, yeah, let him come. We'll take him out. In an introduction to computer science, that's fine. We'll kind of just make a slow, steady crawl of this. And we do still need to probably hit a few of these houses around here. Yeah, there's a ton of zombies here still. Still need to hit a few of these houses for kind of living supplies. But the houses aren't going to give us too much of what we need at this point. I don't think, at least. We'll take out the zombies as we go, though. It doesn't help us a ton to take out zombies because we have wandering hordes, which means that more zombies are going to filter into the areas where we've taken them out. But it'll help a little bit. At least I have to imagine it will. I don't like this zombie cop. He's actually pretty badly injured. So we're going to take a couple swings at him. We hit him once for 14 damage. Okay, so despite being a cop, he must not have been wearing too much armor. I'm completely wrong. He apparently was wearing a ballistic vest. That's probably going to be better than the Kevlar vest that we have. It's heavily damaged, though. He also has a Stanag. He has the magazines for a Stanag, but he doesn't actually have... Yeah, these are just magazines in his tactical vest, so he doesn't actually have the Stanag itself. But he has the police ballistic vest, which, if it was fully repaired, gives really good protection, especially against ballistic, but it gives very good protection against bash and cuts as well. And I think it gives better protection. Yeah, it's all around better than what we had. So we're going to pick it up, but not wear it. And this lady just has a wallet. Nothing in it. Moving down towards the town, we do actually immediately run into some tough zombies. Tough zombies at this point in our career could pretty much... They could hurt us pretty bad. So we need to be careful with them. We can take them out, though. We just need to be careful, because if they grab us... The big issue with tough zombies is that we probably won't be able to break free of the grab very easily. So we need to... Oh, wow, that one was really badly damaged. What I was going to say, though, is that we need to watch out that they don't grab us while other zombies are nearby. Because for each grab a zombie gets off on us, we are going to be losing a lot of our ability to dodge. Just heading into this house real quick, let's do a cursory inspection. This handheld game system also is probably better. Hey, there's a new gallon jug. We're going to take that and pour this gallon jug out on the ground to replace the one that we left behind. Looks like there's nothing really on the first floor of this house. Heading down into the basement, we do see a maker kit. Small adjustable wrench. Does not have bolt turning 2. That's going to be something we're going to be looking for, is that bolt turning 2. Coffee maker, some bread tools. Oh, there's a voltmeter there. I don't know if that's going to be useful, but we'll take it. And we'll also take the advanced electronics. Some copper wire. A bunch of copper wire. And there is actually a full smartphone here, but it has a unified power supply in it. And I find the unified... I think I've mentioned this already, but the unified power supplies are difficult to reload. There's also a USB with a Hack Pro application on it. I don't know what that is, but I think we're going to take it. And we're going to go ahead and fill up our gallon jug with the water from this as well. So we all meet... Ooh, what is that? Ultra Tactics, the way of the modern warrior. This book researches the long and international story of ultras, fanatical football fans ready to defend the prestige of the football team in... Oh, in any possible with brutal violence and heavy bats. This is literally a martial arts style for, like... Yeah, it's a martial arts style for fighting people with bats. Interesting. I wonder if that's going to apply to maces too. We might want to read this immediately and see if we can understand this martial style immediately. It might be good for us. I've never seen this style before. So, hitting the houses, they still have value. Still has value. As soon as we move into the next house, we immediately see some zombies, but we should be able to take this one out without any trouble. But we heard something coming from farther inside. Yep, there she is. Okay. I knew there was going to be another one in here. Few solid whacks to the face, and they're gone. If there are any tools in this garage, it's kind of what I'm hoping for, is that if we find a garage, that we might be able to find some tools. Doesn't appear to be the case. We do have another decayed coming in. Always check their wallets. Another portable soldering iron. We already have one of those, though. I don't think we need extra tools right now. We could use the soap bars, though, because we just picked up something that allows us to... we just picked up something we want to clean, I should say. Just go ahead and trap this zombie in the door. Take him out. Make sure that his friend can't come in on us. And then do the same for the next guy. We're actually still doing really good. We're in very good condition. This house is pretty empty, though. But there is a downstairs, so we're going to close the door here. And we're going to bash our way into the downstairs. Then check to see if we've attracted... We did attract something. Get rid of this guy. We're going to pull his corpse inside so that we can close the door. And catch our breath. Check our wounds. And we're going to head downstairs. Immediately we see a tough zombie. Yeah, we're just going to head right back up the stairs. And fight the tough zombie. Oh, jeez, yeah, look at that. The man just wrenched and pulled and wrenched Joshua as he just did so much freaking damage to us, biting and swinging at us. Okay. This is why tough zombies suck. We're going to eat a little bit of our meat and give ourselves some seriously good bandaging here. Just really take care of our wounds as best as we can. We're also going to disinfect everything, because the disinfectant will help it heal a little bit faster. And then I think what we might even do is... Do we have a... we have a flashlight. Okay. So we're going to sit here and read for a moment until at least our pain goes away. It does look like the Ultra Tactics was not a martial arts manual, which is very, very sad. But it is, in fact, a bashing's weapon manual, which we use bashing weapons. I want to clear out this basement before we get too much farther. Ooh, kerosene. What can kerosene be used for? Only oil lamps. That's unfortunate. Not really super useful, but hey, we know now. And pretty much nothing else in this basement. That's unfortunate. There's a feral mechanic. Where is he? Is he up north? He is. I would kind of like to take him out because... Wait, there's just a Barrett? Oh. Man, I read that 3 times, and I read that as a Barrett, not a beret. My gosh. So the mechanic is coming in. He threw a rock at me. We did dodge it, though. Okay. He's pretty badly injured. So even though he is hitting us with a weapon, and doing a lot of damage to us, we did manage to take him out, and he has a hammer. Like a real hammer. Instead of this makeshift hammer, we're going to drop unfavorite and drop our makeshift hammer and keep the real hammer. Because that makeshift hammer is basically made out of stone and is kind of a piece of shit. Another zombie coming in from behind, probably brought in by the sound. We are getting to the point where I'm starting to get worried about how much fighting we're doing. And how kind of generally injured we are here. Joshua is a fast healer with his Vitakinetic abilities, but there's a difference between fast healing and... There's a person over here. We must have probably heard them across the radio chatter or something like that. But there's a difference between fast healing and being reckless. I don't see any buildings nearby that are of super importance, because the edge of town is going to pretty much almost be... It's pretty much always going to be just buildings, right? Oh! I say that, and I was immediately... wrong. There is a military supply over here, so we're going to put another asterisk on this one. I wonder if we can get there. We're not that badly injured. Okay. So let's be safe about this and kind of move through the back alleys and such. There's a zombie runner in... What is that? There's some sort of flooring here, and then there's a zombie runner in... Oh, it looks like a greenhouse down there. We're going to move up to the fence because this zombie is going to come over here and get the zombie as they're coming across the fence. Oh, here we go. E-Ink tablet PC. Very nice. We're going to take that out. And does this thing have a battery as well? It has a light battery. We're going to take the battery as well. And now we have a nice tablet to store books in. I'll crush that corpse while that other zombie is following us. And I don't think we're athletic enough to easily climb up, but we're going to stand here because if something terrible happens, we could try and climb up this downspout. Almost there now. Yeah, let's go around the backside of this building, maybe. Oh, there's a bunch of zombies around me now. I think we're going to take a little bit of naproxen just to reduce some of the wounds. And we're going to move through this house. Potentially lose track of some of the guys that were looking at me there. In order to get down there, I think maybe the best idea would be to go across to the other house. What are we looking at here? So let's walk out into the street. Looks like there's one zombie there, one up to the north, and one to the south. That's not that bad. We're going to just kind of skirt past this fat zombie, and I want to get into this house. Oh, what is this? This house has like an actual proper wall around it. Kind of trapped myself here, to be honest. Don't like that. A handful of dust? Oh, it's a book. Called a handful of dust. Can I climb this wall? No. Interesting. What is this house? I'll take this guy down. How injured is she? Not very. Yeah, we're starting to take another e-ink tablet PC. I'm just going to take the battery out of it. And I hate to do it because it's going to be loud. There is a feral behind us. He is wielding a pipe. We're going to back away from him really far. Get into the house here. I think we'll go out the back door. Close this. Catch our breath. Zombie child behind us. Okay. Feral's lost track of us for the moment. Our wounds are still mostly covered. We still have our healthy glow? We don't. That'll help us heal a little bit. Catch our breath. And he's coming at us, so let's fight him. He gets one heavy swing into our torso. Another swing into our chest with the pipe, but he is losing the fight, and he goes down. Oh, that was probably way more dangerous than I should have been doing. We'll go ahead and crush his corpse. And again, we'll just check our wounds real quick. Is there anything we can put on things? We don't really have any great bandages right now. So I think we'll tear down these curtains, grab the sheets, pull them back into the thing a little bit, and we're going to disassemble these real quick and make some makeshift bandages. Just realized that I probably can switch my recipe. There's another recipe here that requires a tool of cutting one or more. It takes less time and it makes more bandages. So whenever you have a cutting tool, you definitely want to use that recipe instead. And we'll bandage up our wounds, make sure that everything is good. And I'm really, really curious about this house over here. I've never seen a house like this before. There's a tough zombie following me. Do we turn and shoot him? We don't hear anything from behind that. I think this might be a good time. Put the belt in there. And we're going to turn, aim down sights, wait for him to get closer. Fire at him. We only hit him for 2 damage. Fire again. And with how much noise that made, I don't think that was worth it. So we're going to put that away. Put the Glock away. Head back in here. Get him inside a door. And bash him down with the hammer. Oh my gosh. He did manage to get some hits off on us right at the end there. What is this? There's a corpse here. Oh my gosh. Now we have literally aggroed the entire neighborhood because of firing that gun. Okay. Not back ourselves too much into a corner. We're We're in intense pain. Go ahead and rebandage wounds. Torso's not looking very great. Oh, and we attracted a bunch of goblins and children, and firing that gun was a huge mistake. A huge mistake. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to come out here, and we are going to use the pipe there to scramble to the roof. Now that we're up on the roof, we can really take a moment, assess our situation, and fix what we got going on here. And in fact, we'll probably just wait for our wounds to fall off, because I really want to... I want to check this house before we go. I've never seen anything like this. Okay, we sat on the roof practicing healing and reading a book until about 6 p.m. at night. We're going to check to see if there's anything nearby. It looks like the zombies and the ferals are still there. So we can also use this downspout up here to get down. There's just one zombie there. We can climb down. We didn't take any damage from climbing down. Take out this zombie. Oh, apparently that's 100 monster skill. Very cool. And we're going to very carefully now. Gosh, dang it. Okay, there's a feral here. He's very badly injured. I'm going to let him step in. Take him out. Apparently at a Glock 22, I have been informed by some members of the community that a Glock is a brand of gun, not a actual type of gun. Apparently has S&W, is that Smith & Wesson, JHP, jacket at hollow points, maybe? Just guessing here. We are going to crush down that feral, though. I don't see any of the rest of those guys. If we move across, it's later at night now, so both me and the zombies have shorter vision range. So the goal here would be get over here, activate the winch, get inside, and then close it. Okay. We heard something hitting the car. Looks like it was a zombie child. Easily dealt with. I want to know what this house is. And the front door. Oh, the front door is open, but there is a step ladder here. And this wall is like completely solid. Oh, I just saw a crystal. This is some sort of Cataclysm house. Fascinating. However, we're going to have to explore this next time. This has been Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead, and I have been Areima. If you guys have been enjoying this, please feel free to leave a like. If you have any suggestions, leave a comment, and if you want to see more of this or hard games in general, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.